Question 35. CC Installations estimate consists of a $650 charge for labor plus a fixed charge per cabinet. The labor charge and the charge per cabinet remain the same for any number of cabinets built and installed. CC Installations would give Gianna what estimate if the craft room were to have twice as many cabinets as Gianna is planning to have? Well, the initial estimate is $2,150 minus the $650 labor leaves $1,500 for cabinets. The per labor or the per cabinet charge remains the same, so if we double the number of cabinets, double that charge. $3,000 for cabinets under this twice as many situation. Add back the $650, and that gives $3,650 for the price of this new estimate. Could have gone through and written down the equation. E, it's a linear equation, equals $650 plus X, the charge per cabinet, times C, the number of cabinets, and then use the initial situation. You'd have to find out how many cabinets there were. Well, there's 4 in the middle, 4 cabinets in the middle, and then it's 12-foot wall, and the cabinets are 2 feet wide, so 6 cabinets there. So the initial situation, you'd use this equation to find out what the per cabinet price is with 10 cabinets, whatever that per cabinet price is, and then you'd apply it for the 20 cabinet situation in this equation. So $650 plus whatever you found that X to be times 20, and that would give you $3,650. It certainly works to solve the question or answer the question that way, but it's not a 30-second solution. That's why it's always a good idea, even if you found the right answer, to re-examine it and try to find another way to do it, and maybe even another way to do it. And always think, I'm looking for the 30-second solution. And the more practice you have with finding the 30-second solution, the more you're going to get that 30-second solution. In this case, realizing that it doesn't matter how many cabinets there are. All that matters is what is the price paid in that estimate, what portion is for the cabinets. And then just double that and add back the $650 for $3,650. 47. Only 10th, 11th, and 12th grade students attend Washington High School. The ratio of 10th graders to the school's total student population is 86 over 255, or 86 to 255. And the ratio of 11th graders to the school's total student population is 18 to 51. If one student is chosen at random from the entire school, which grade is the student most likely to be in? Well, whichever one has the biggest number to the right, if we can compare them to the same number or make it the same fraction. 255 divided by 5 is 51. And 86 divided by 5 is 7.2. And then that leaves us 18 plus 17 is 35 to 51 is 16. For 12th graders, we get somewhere around 16-ish, a little bit less than 16 over 51. Well, in that case, since everything's compared to the same number, 51, we can see that the 11th graders are the most populous, and therefore the 11th graders would be the most likely to be drawn at random if we pick one student. You could have also figured out what the decimals were. 86 over 255, 18 over 51, then added those together, subtracted from 1 to find the decimal for 12, the percent chance that each one is going to be drawn, or the percent that each one represents in the school, and then the largest one would be most likely to be drawn at random, which the answer would have been the same, but I think it would take a little bit longer. This way was a little bit faster and kept us at least under a minute. 53. A formula for the surface area A of the rectangular solid shown below is A equals 2LW plus 2LH plus 2WH, where L represents length, W width, and H height. By doubling each of the dimensions L, W, and H, the surface area will be multiplied by what factor? I'll come up with simple numbers for these. Let's say they're each 1. So area is going to be 2 times length width, 2 times 1 is 2, plus 2 times length height, 2 times 1 is 2, plus width height is also going to be 2. That gives us a nice 6. Then let's double them. We're doubling each one, so they're going to be 2 instead. And it'll be 2 times length width, 2 times 4 is 8. So it's going to be 8 plus 8 plus 8. That's 24. 6 times what is 24? 6 times 4. The other way to do it would be to say here our new area is going to be 2 times, we're doubling everything, 2L times 2 width And that's like our first initial formula, just multiplied by 2 times 2, which is 4. So either way, I think maybe putting in the numbers took a little bit longer, but sometimes that's what you can figure out. When you figure out one method to do it, it's going to be quicker, certainly, than something that you can't figure out. So if you don't see this, when you know you can substitute numbers because you have variables in the question, you can just substitute reasonable numbers for them and figure out what happens with that situation. It's pretty quick anyway. So the answer B, 4. A dog eats 7 cans of food in 3 days. At this rate, how many cans of food does the dog eat in 3 plus D days? Well, if I make D equals 3, we've doubled the number of days, so we double the number of cans. It's got to be 14 cans. So if I plug D into the correct answer choice, it should spit out 14. 7/3 is around 2 and change plus 3. It's only 5-ish, so that's too small. 7/3 plus 3/3 is 10/3, not equal to 14. Again, too small. 7/3 plus 7/3D, which is 7/9, 2-ish plus something less than 1 is only going to be 3-ish, too small. 7 plus D/3, 3/3 is 1, that's 4, too small. 7 plus 7D/3, 7D is 21/3 is 7, that's 14. That is the correct answer. Could also set up a proportion. 7 cans of food in 3 days would be the same ratio as X cans of food in 3 plus D days. And if you want, you can finish that and you'd find out that indeed it would be X equals 7 plus 7D/3. I don't know which way is faster. I wasn't really paying attention, but there are 2 ways to do question number 54. Maybe you can think of a third. 55. Kelly asked 120 students questions about skiing. The results of the poll are shown in the table below. Have you skied either cross country or downhill? There's our numbers. If you answered yes to question 1, did you ski downhill? Numbers. If you answered yes to question 1, did you ski cross country? Numbers. After completing the poll, Kelly wondered how many of the students polled had skied both cross country and downhill. How many of the students polled indicated that they had skied both cross country and downhill? Let's draw a Venn diagram. It's always good for these kinds of questions. D is the ones who skied downhill, C cross country. In the middle is the ones who skied both. This one says 37 of the 65 said they didn't ski cross country. Didn't ski downhill. They only skied cross country. 20 of the 65 said they didn't ski cross country. They only skied downhill. 20 plus 37, 57. That leaves 8 who did both. Answer E, 8.